On the news tonight, Osun State House of Assembly passes revised 2025 appropriation bill of 427 billion naira. Federal government secures 1,743 convictions during terrorist trials from 2017 to date. Popular controversial rapper Speed Darlington granted bail after nearly a month in police custody. On the foreign scene, protest in Mozambique after the country's highest court confirmed that the ruling party candidate, Daniel Chapo, won October's disputed presidential election. Good evening, this is News at 7 on Western Spring Television. My name is Okpayemioni. The Osun State House of Assembly has passed the 2025 appropriation bill of 427 billion naira. The 2025 budget was passed after a report by the Finance and Appropriation Committee was adopted by the House. While presenting the report, Chairman of the Finance and Appropriation Committee, Olumide Fatumise, says the 2025 budget size was jacked up from 390.02 billion naira earlier presented to 427.74 billion naira, owing to some adjustments, redistributions, reallocations, and additions made by the state government in a letter forwarded by Governor Ademola Adeleke to the State Assembly. Consequently, the capital expenditure was reviewed from 191.44 billion naira, representing 45% of the total budget, while the reviewed recurrent expenditure stands at 236.29 billion naira, representing 55% of the budget size. The Speaker, Adewale Egbedu, noted that the final copy of the appropriation bill will be sent to the governor for the final assent.
Because I observed that there are some ministries, very, very important ministries, Mr. Speaker. For instance, I see an addition to the Ministry of Education, because education is very, very important, and that is one of the ministries I believe that will sustain any nation for that matter. And not only the Ministry of Education, and some other ministries. Every ministry are important, but there are some ministries that what they appropriated is not necessarily necessary. And I observed that the House Committee, the Chairman of Appropriation and his team, have removed, some of those things from the appropriation bill. So this is a balanced deal. And I also observed a slight increment in the capital expenditure. This is also very good for our states.
For the changes made on the figure, which shows that these changes is necessary because of the ongoing projects that is going on across the 3 senatorial districts. So with these changes, I believe the state will be able to move forward.
And I'm particularly glad that the report has touched on the need for all the MDAs to work assiduously on the IGR. And the budget itself is revenue driven. So it is important, and this is emphasized in the report.
Former presidential candidate Peter Obi has expressed concerns over the recent directive by the Inspector General of Police imposing restrictions on the distribution of palliatives to the less privileged. Mr. Obi shared his thoughts in a statement on the X on Monday, describing the directive as disturbing. He said although the directive was aimed at addressing safety concerns following recent tragic incidents linked to palliative distribution, it could discourage acts of goodwill and worsen the suffering of vulnerable Nigerians. Mr. Obi emphasized the importance of fostering compassion and generosity during these trying times, urging the government to prioritize addressing the root causes of economic hardship rather than creating obstacles for those stepping in to help. He urged the IGP to immediately review the directive and ensure that the police foster collaboration and support, not division and discouragement, in the shared quest to alleviate the suffering of Nigerians. In other news, the federal government has secured a total of 1,743 convictions from Phase 1 to Phase 6 of terrorist trials in the country, spanning from 2017 to date. Out of these, 742 individuals were convicted while 888 were discharged and acquitted due to lack of evidence or other reasons, while 92 trials have been adjourned. The Director of Public Prosecution of the Federation, Mohamed Babadoko, disclosed these at a news briefing in Abuja on Monday. He added that the cases involved acts of terrorism, terrorism financing, and other criminal activities, with some defendants sentenced to terms of imprisonment ranging from 60 years to life imprisonment. On his part, the Director of Legal Services at the Office of the National Security Advisor, Zakari Mijinyawa, stated that the de-radicalization process under Operation Safe Corridor applies only to those whom the criminal justice system has not found guilty of any offense. In the meantime, the Federal High Court in Abuja on Monday ordered the remand of 4 suspected terrorists linked to the notorious bandit kingpin Bello Turji in Kuje Correctional Center. The trial judge, Justice Emeka Nwite, issued the remand order after the alleged bandits took their pleas. All 4 defendants present in court pleaded not guilty to the charges read to them in both English and Hausa, as one of the defendants informed the court that he did not understand English. The defendants are facing trial on an 11-count charge bordering on terrorism brought against them by the Attorney General of the Federation. Of 8 defendants mentioned in the charge, 3, including Bello Turji, were confirmed to be at large. Human rights lawyer and senior advocate of Nigeria, Femi Falana, on Monday said the governor of Osun State, Ademola Adeleke, should pardon Morakiyo Sunday, who was arraigned alongside Segun Olowokere, an Osun indigene who was sentenced to death over foul theft. Olowokere was arrested alongside another convict, Sunday Morakiyo, in Oyon Odoti local government area of Osun State in November 2010. They were accused of robbing a policeman attached to the Divisional Police Headquarters, Okuku, Tope Balogun, of 2 fowls and eggs. Both Olowokere and Morakiyo pleaded not guilty to the charges. However, Justice Falola convicted and sentenced them to death for conspiracy to commit armed robbery, life imprisonment for robbery, and 3 years imprisonment for stealing on December 17, 2014. Speaking in a statement on Monday, Falana said while Governor Adeleke had pardoned Olowokere, who has since been released from prison custody, Morakiyo is still languishing in the Kirikiri Maximum Correctional Center. He noted that since Olowokere and Morakiyo were convicted for the same offense of armed robbery and sentenced to death, the law requires that they be treated equally. Falana then urged Governor Adeleke to exercise his prerogative of mercy in favor of Morakiyo by granting him pardon as soon as possible. Here in Osun State, a section of pensioners under the Forum of 2011-2012 retirees have asked Governor Ademola Adeleke to immediately commence payment of 18,000 naira minimum wage to them. The pensioners who embarked on a peaceful protest in Osogbo to press on their demands said the National Industrial Court had in October 2017 delivered a judgment in favor of the group. While addressing journalists, leader of the Forum 2011-2012 Osun retirees, Comrade Yemi Lawal, said several appeals have been made to successive governments over the years to obey the judgment. He urged the Governor Adeleke to respect the court judgment towards ensuring better living conditions for the senior citizens. The protesters had earlier planned to gather at the State Secretariat, Abere, but the entrance was barricaded by dozens of police officers and NSCDC officials.
February 7 this year, government K appeal was struck out. And since then, we have been making series of attempt appeal. We wanted to garnish government account. We can forfeit, we can seek for court contempt, but that will be too harsh. So our lawyer wrote the governor, appeal letter to the governor, which the governor didn't do anything. We made press conference 25th of October.
25th of November.
Or November. Press conference, we are just appealing. But now, I think we want to cry out to the whole world. We want to know the Attorney General of the Federation to know that also state government, they are fighting anarchy. Aregbesola, Oyetola, Adeleke, they are the product of the judiciary process. The judiciary brought them to the seat. Why they should not appeal, obey the court order? What we are now saying is that we are not asked for anything more or less than the governor and the government to obey the court order by implementing 18,000 minimum wage for us. Our benefits was prepared with 9,000 minimum wage then, and there is difference between 9 and 18. So we have been suffering. Our people are dying. Our people are getting tired. So we don't want to pitch tent with the government, but we cannot fold our hand looking for this judgment to go away like that. Our demand, our request is for the governor to set necessary machinery in motion for the implementation of 18,000 minimum wage for our members. No more, no less. The government is trying, but until that one is done, they have not done anything to help us. So let him obey the court order. Let him implement 18,000 minimum wage for us. Let our member live like human being.
So while resident doctors in Abuja have given the Minister of the FCT, Nyesom Wike, 2 weeks to meet their demands, threatening to shut down hospitals if their requests are not granted. In a statement on Monday, the president of the FCTA Association of Resident Doctors, George Ebong, commended Wike for his infrastructure strides in Abuja but described the doctors as abandoned projects. Ebong said the injustice to doctors is alien to FCT, adding that if this is allowed to continue, the nation's health sector will collapse. He listed demands as including the need for the minister to clear 6 months of salary arrears owed to ARD members employed in 2023. Still on health, the Nigeria Center for Disease Control and Prevention has recorded 1,154 confirmed cases of Lassa fever out of the 9,492 suspected cases and 190 deaths so far in 2024. The Director General of the NCDC, Jide Idris, who disclosed this at a news briefing in Abuja on Monday, noted that the Emergency Operations Center has been activated for Lassa fever, and the risk assessment categorized it as high. Idris said the agency continues to address the current Lassa fever outbreak during this peak season. The NCDC board stated that the case fatality rate has consistently remained high at over 13%, and there is a rise in the number of suspected cases compared to a similar timeline in 2023. He, however, said it could be attributed to increased and enhanced surveillance. Idris said most cases continue to emerge from endemic areas like Bauchi, Ondo, Edo, Taraba, Ebonyi, and Enugu, underscoring the need for targeted interventions in this stage. More than 80 students have received certificates following their graduation from a training organized by iTech Vocational Charity. The event took place at the organization's state-of-the-art training center in Elisha, Osun State. Here is the report.
More than 80 students are graduating from iTech Vocational Charity, IVC, at iTech Training Center, Elisha, Osun State, with the onboarding of 10 new students. The non-government organization dedicated to empowering individuals through education, technology, and vocational trainings took the youth through 3 transformative programs. While speaking via Zoom, iTech CEO Mr. Gwola Fayeshi said the non-profit organization's philosophy is to bring relief to the needy, teach skills to improve quality of life, and provide IT skills with a focus on trainings. On his part, President of iTech Vocational Charity, Mr. Dewale Ladeshuyi, said iTech has been in existence for about 2.5 years and revealed that this is the 3rd graduating set. Mr. Ladeshuyi implored the student to remain focused and honest.
What we inculcate in all these children is honesty, because those of us who arrange for this, some of us are in business, some of us are people who are highly placed all over the world. And so without honesty, you can't get anywhere. So that's what we imbibe in all these children. They have to be honest. Honesty is the only policy not just the best policy. This is what we always tell them. There's nowhere they can get to. The sky is the beginning, if you are honest.
The guest speaker, Chief Lecturer from Federal Polytechnic Ede, Dr. Lawrence Ige Fagbon, spoke about youth empowerment and challenges of setting up a new enterprise and urged the youth to obtain skills and be empowered. He also advised them to build relationships with other competitors and seek knowledge from those who have been in the business before them and who are more experienced.
Youth is relationship building. They need to build relationship with the competitors they meet in the market. Seek knowledge from older business people who have been in the business before them and who are more experienced and vast in such a trade they are engaging in. And again, I told them about mentorship. Here, I learned some people here mention about mentorship. Yeah, definitely somebody need a mentor. I have some mentors. Those who put me to this level. So these people also need mentors when they get to their business place. We call them business mentorship. So if they have this, these people will guide them, put them in the normal perspective they need to have to run a smooth business. It's not easy starting a business. It is not easy. It is not easy at all starting a business. But when you start small and you expect to grow gradually, a business person will grow. So that is a message.
At the event, Tech and Solar Professional Training Program was introduced by the Center Manager for High-Tech Vocational Charity, Mr. Moyogbore Musaku, and 10 new students will be onboarded on the training, which will last 6 months. Speaking in an interview, he revealed that more than 80 students from 3 schools, which include Iloko Model College, Iloko Ijesha, St. Lawrence Grammar School, Ilesha, and Afopet International College, Emrioke, were awarded certificates of completion on solar generator building and installation, phone repairs, and computer repairs.
Yes, the new students onboarded today, they are for the Tech and Solar Professional course, which is meant to start to last 6 months. And today we onboarded 10 students. And we are hoping that they are able to gain the needed skills in order for them to be empowered.
One of the students, Tosin Adebisi, expressed excitement at the opportunity.
I feel so excited to be an official certificate computer repairs technician. It's already helping me now. I have confidence in myself that if I take a computer or a phone, I can repair it now. Because I did once with my phone. I did a practical with my phone. Yeah, yes.
High-Tech Vocational Charity had in the past donated set of computers to 3 schools, which enabled their students to successfully complete the computer fundamentals training and also equip them with cutting-edge technical knowledge.
To security, troops of Joint Task Force Southeast Operation Udoka have neutralized 13 armed members of the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra and nabbed 3 kidnappers in Southeast. In a statement, spokesman of the task force, Lieutenant Colonel Jonah Unukalu, said the feud was in furtherance of the troops' clearance operations to make the Southeast safe and peaceful throughout the Utah. Unukalu said that the force commander, Major General Azan Dada, had called on all well-meaning citizens to continue to support the Joint Task Force. The citizens of the Southeast can do this by providing timely, reliable, and credible information. In Ekiti State, the Amotekun Corps has announced a series of arrests of suspects in various parts of the state. The Corps commander, Brigadier General Oluwadewa, said that Amotekun is working around the clock to ensure a smooth Christmas and New Year celebration in the state. In a statement, Adewa said the Corps is unrelenting in its bid to reduce crime to the barest minimum in the state. He explained that Amotekun operatives arrested a 22-year-old man, Sunday Ojo, for allegedly stealing a Bajaj motorcycle in Odoro, Ekiti East local government area. Additionally, on December 22, Amotekun operatives in the Efon local government area arrested 2 suspects, 20-year-old Emmanuel Eriba and 30-year-old John Ogbam, for conspiracy and theft. He said all the suspects, along with the recovered exhibits have since been handed over to the police at the different divisions for further investigation and prosecution. You're watching News at 7 on Western Spring Television. Still to come, Federal government declares public holidays